Hi, it's Betsy at iStamp and I hope that you're doing well. Happy Friday. Join me as I take on the challenge of upgrading my junk journal using some super simple paper folds to add bulk to my pages. And I've got a question for you. Are you inspired when you see how people transform scraps of paper, fabric, and other materials into beautiful, unique journals? I surely do. And sometimes when I'm stuck, I will grab some of my old junk journals to also get some inspiration and to be inspired. Um, but I know that for many of us, junk journaling can be intimidating. Like, where do you even start? How do you turn these scraps of pages into something cohesive? I know for me, one of my biggest challenges is how to fill the page. You know, you sit down to create and your mind goes blank. You stare at the page and you have no idea what to do. It's frustrating, right? And another challenge is dealing sometimes with the amount of stuff, materials that we all have. I mean, let's face it, we crafters love to hoard supplies, and sometimes it's hard to decide what to use and what to leave behind. So lastly, junk journaling can be at times consuming. I mean, let's be real. It takes time to gather all the materials, to create, to perfect your pages. And sometimes life does get in the way and you just don't have the time to dedicate to your journal. But the good news is that you don't need hours and hours to create something pretty amazing, even if you just, um, take small increments of time to work on a page, or even, a half a page if you don't want to finish it. So let's talk about some simple folds that can elevate your junk journal game. And I absolutely fell in love with this fold. So first, I want to share the importance of thinking out of the box when it comes to materials. So look at your stash. And these are all scraps of paper that I've had in my crafty studio and boxes, if you will, for a very long time. So you're going to need glue, a paper trimmer, and you'll need an X-Acto knife. And then we'll talk later about, some of the things that you definitely eyelet some ribbon. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. But the key is to experiment and see what works for you. And don't be afraid to mix it up and, match different shapes, different sizes and textures. It's all about creating your visual interest. Okay, so I want to show you what I did here. It's like a belly band. This is called a gatefold belly band, and I've added a little folder, file folder that you can tuck on the back, and you can journal on either side or add more things if you'd like. So let's work on this one first, and then the other one that I'm going to show you is this really cool envelope that you can make from pretty much any piece of cardstock. Okay, and let me just move this here to show you the other part of the envelope. So I'm going to move my goodies aside here and show you a couple that I created, this was my prototype. I don't want to show the white too much because it affects the glare on my camera. And these three I made. So I think it'll be fairly easy. It's not too complicated. So grab your paper trimmer, and you will need, as I said, an X-Acto knife. So you want an 8.5 by 11 paper. Now this is what works for me. You can take these measurements and tweak it if you'd like. It's completely up to you. Okay, so I'm going to stand up because it's easier for me to make sure that I can see things straight. And let me grab my bone folder here. So what you want to do is you want to start scoring on the 11-inch side of your paper. And I'm going to move this over just a tad. And you're going to start at 1 1/8, okay? And then, let me just move this over a little bit here. Again, this is how I feel most comfortable doing this. I'm going to slide my paper over to the 1-inch mark here on the side, and I'm going to do 1 1/8. And I'm going to do 1 1/8 3 times, okay? And then I'm going to move that over to the 1-inch, and I'm going to do 2 1/4. So you're going to do 1 1/8 3 times, then 2 1/4, and then you're going to do 1 1/8 once, twice, and then a third time, okay? And then on that third time, you're going to cut that part off, okay? Oh, I'm going to have to switch out my trimmer blade. That's how busy I've been. Okay, so next what you want to do is grab a ruler. Just want to make sure that I have think about where, if you have writing, you want to be mindful of where the writing is, and so that it folds the right way, okay? Again, that's completely up to you. So what you want to do is, let me do this side. Let's fold the 2 1/4 inch, because I think you'll be able to. And actually, what I'm going to do is let me just stress this so that you can see better. Okay. What you want to do is angle your ruler from the top right here of the 2 1/4 inch, and then you want to bring your ruler right to the 5 1/4 inch, and then you're going to press and cut with your paper trimmer, with your X-Acto knife. You want to do the same on this side. Bring it to, let me just straighten this up a little bit here. Make sure that I'm in frame. Yep. So you want to bring the ruler 5 1/4 to the 1 inch, and always be careful and slowly. That's another reason why I wanted to stand, because it makes it easier to cut. Okay, so this is what you want to achieve. Okay, let me fold this in like so, like so, like so. Then you want to fold this in like so, like so, like so. Is that not wicked awesome, my crafty friends? Super, super easy. And then what I did is I glued the top part here and then the bottom part, but I cut it so that it would fit on my 5x7 journaling page. Okay, and then I made a smaller tag to fit in the middle and one to fit on the top. And I did use paper that's has print on both sides because it just makes it easier, especially if you're making a journal to gift. You know, you don't want too many white pages. But okay, so here is the first paper fold, if you will. And again, it's totally up to you. You can cut it. You can put this through your embosser if you'd like, your embossing machine. I mean, there's just so many things that you can do with this, but I thought this was really, really cool. I can't recall. I saw this somewhere. It might have been Pinterest that I saw it, and there were no dimensions, so I had to, like, it took me like an hour to figure out, because it stinks when you're challenged when it comes to dimensions. I like to just wing it. But anyways, that's the first technique that I wanted to share with you. Now, the second one, I can't take this out because I've already, it's already taped in to my page. And what's so cool about this particular envelope fold is that it's loaded with a bunch of tucks and so on to like put all your trinkets and whatnot. But let me put this aside and ask you to grab, it can be any size paper. And what you want to do is, yeah, I'm not going to need my ruler for this. You literally just need your scissors. Okay? You're going to fold your paper up roughly. Again, think about the dimension of, okay. So you're going to, where do you want things to be? Like the wording, the flowers and whatnot. So I am just going to fold about an inch, okay, like so. You don't have to use a bone folder, but it does help if sometimes if you take it out, just you don't want it to be too, you don't want your paper to be too thick on both of these paper folds. It's super, super important, okay? And then once you've folded your paper about 1/4 of an inch, well, yeah, but no, I want to say an inch and a little over, yeah, a 1 1/4 of an inch. And then you want to open it and then fold it this way, okay, like so. And then you want to fold it roughly, and let me ink this here so that you can see. You're going to fold it about 1/4 of an inch from that line, okay, like so, just like that. Okay, and then what you'll want to do is cut. Let me just ink this a little bit here so that you can see the cut line. You're gonna cut you're going to cut here, bottom to there, okay? Like so. And then what you'll want to do is trim a smidge from both sides. This will help you when you're folding it upwards so that you don't have all that bulk. Okay, so that's how much I took from each side. You want to do that. Okay, you want to take a little bit like so from the bottom, and then this you're going to flip it up like so. Now here, this is the top, the flaps. What you want to do is cut right in the middle and whoops, you want to cut a sliver from one side and then cut another sliver from the other side, just like so. Okay, and look how easy that was. Okay, or you could do it this way, or you could do one this way. I mean, it's completely up to you. But I want to show you, this one goes like this, and this one goes like that. Yeah, just like that. Okay? But again, you can add what you'd like. There's no specific way that you've got to do it, or else you're in trouble. Just kidding. But here's what I did with mine. Okay? I added some paper to the front. I did a little bit of stamping, and I added some of that faux vintage tape with a tag. It has a tuck spot. This is just coffee stained paper with another journaling spot that goes in here. This is a clipboard from, I can't remember the name of the company, the digital company, but I'll list it down below, with some scraps of paper. And then I cut a second one so that I can add a flap, and this is velcroed to the page so that I can show you like so. So it's three-dimensional, if you will. And then I did a little bit of stenciling in the back so that way it will adhere and it won't fall. I did do some sewing and I added a clip. I then took some, I think it's like lace ribbon that I have in my stash, and I dyed it with coffee stain. And then I took 2 little journaling cards and added some coffee stain. I stamped on it, "Art is a gift," and this can be something to jot down my thoughts. Then I'm going to flip this over and show you the other page. So here it opens up like so. I did add a little circle that I punched out of paper with some scraps of just paper that I have in my stash. And I did grab some fabric, and I use a small stapler to attach a little piece of fabric. And then I have a few journaling spots that cards that will go in there. And I don't want to add any string on that one. But in the back, I have, you can also add another pocket here if you'd like on the back to add more things. It's totally up to you. But I took an index card, a large one, and I distressed it and also added coffee stain, and then took this embellishment to hold all of this, at least these things, in its place. So that's pretty cool, right? I think it's pretty cool. I had a blast, a complete blast, transforming these pages with a couple of paper folds. And I hope this will inspire you to grab your scraps and accept the challenge. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you learned some new tricks to take your junk journaling to the next level. And let me know in the comments section what was your favorite tip today from the video. And don't forget to subscribe for more junk journaling content. Until next time, be blessed.